But yeah,
Do you want more tea?
No.
Fine.
Uh-oh.
Really?
I don't like this. The fuck is it go goddamn quiet?
but yeah, the whole chef thing, Isaac Hayes leaving the show because of don't poke fun at Scientology. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, dude, that's what I was gonna say. I was watching Escape from New York with Kurt Russell, and they had Isaac Hayes in it.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm sitting there waiting for the "Hello, children."
Well, that was like the last episode.
What did he say about what was it? Kyle talking about how do you get close to a woman's heart? And the chef goes, "Well, that's easy. You find her clitoris."
Yeah. We're standing, yeah. And then at the end of the movie, I am the clitoris.
Although, that was fucked me up. Have you seen the South Park movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're talking about Operation Hide Behind the Darkies?
Yeah.
He went without stride. So racism was okay.
Hide behind the darkies, my ass.
Yeah. Racism was okay. His character having sex with just about every white woman in that damn town was okay. Him sitting there talking about all sorts of nasty stuff was okay, but Scientology was off limits.
Yeah.
So I lost massive respect for him. And then he died, and I'm like, well, that took away, years and years of being bitter against a single-minded asshole, but whatever.
Shut the fuck up.
So what else do we have?
Chav.
Of the week.
We've already talked about Chav.
You said have, I rhymed it with chav.
What else rhymes with Chad?
Crav.
Brad?
Us.
Crevasse?
Yes. Rick has a huge crab ass. You change the V to a B, it's crab ass.
Oh, snap.
Crevasse. Crevasa. Anybody else want to chime in here? I'm just talking with myself, apparently.
Apparently you do that often.
Yeah, man, you do that often. I also play with myself off because nobody wants to play with me.
That sounds like a personal problem. Thank you for sharing with the rest of it.
Hey, no.
Do we have any other weird news that we came across?
There was that something. I gotta look it back up again. I'm looking for it now. But apparently there was a very hungry bald eagle.
Oh yeah.
Apparently he wanted a damn deer for breakfast.
Well, for one, I can talk about this.
Mega bass. More bass.
Goddamn ridiculous. I need to tone your bass down. It's a little ridiculous.
Just a little bit.
You need to slow your roll.
Slow your bass roll.
I can't stand when you go out to like a bar or something and they're sitting there playing fucking that shithole music and all you hear is...
You can't hear. What's the point of going down to a bar? You can't hear anything.
You're like, dude, this is... I can't... I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
And the fucking morons that put huge ass shit in their trunk, so all you hear is the trunk vibrating. All you hear is...
It's called ghetto junk.
Junk in your trunk.
Junk in your trunk.
Junk in my ass. Hurry up.
What, you can't carry it while I'm working on this?
I mean, do you really want me to? I'll carry it.
As long as
Kind
I
of
talk
like
about
I
the
carried
damn brooms,
it. No one wants to hear about you and your nasty sexcapades. Everybody wants to hear about you. No, nobody wants to hear about your stupid shit. I can't wait to hear about this. No, it's filthy. Oh! Yeah! Boy, be taking his sweet motherfucking time. It's because a slow son of a bitch.
I was gonna say something, but he's But did you hear about the E. coli outbreak in Germany?
You said colon.
It's from Sprouts.
Sprouts, bitch. What you learn?
Pug Sprouts from northern Germany apparently
Look
caused
at the
a
dogs.
massive outbreak of E. coli. What?
That's not funny though.
Dogs.
What about
I
dogs?
said pug sprouts, and they look like the dogs.
I said punk Sprouts.
Sound like
They
They
look
had
like
mohawks
1980s
and
people.
everything.
okay. Emo kids.
But no, for once I actually, was glad that I wasn't living in Germany because they couldn't figure out what it was. So they, at one point they banned like the majority of vegetables, like
We're
asparagus,
not full
cucumbers,
meat-eating
tomatoes.
society.
They were like, so I was just like, what was that? What would I eat? I'm a vegetarian. I would
Grass. Go out and mow your yard. Pick up the little shavings, bring it into your house, cut it up.
No, they didn't know what caused the outbreak, so for all you knew, it was grass.
Well, you can get E. coli from eggs and meat as well.
Yeah, you can, but this one
But you
they
cook
knew
that shit!
was caused from a vegetable. They just didn't know which one it was.
Fucking look at me.
And then they figured out it was sprouts. There was even E. coli outbreaks here in the States from people that had been in Germany and come back.
There was E. coli outbreaks from, what was it, tomatoes? We had that big thing.
Spinach one time.
There was tomatoes and chives at Taco Bell. I remember that. You weren't allowed to have
Was this
E.
With the
before or
sand
after?
meat.
Was this before or after the dog food scare of their beef?
Was that
Their
my
beef,
ass?
which is actually like what, like 75% sand or something like that? Something crazy like that.
If you look at the grading of beef
Mm-hmm.
and how it's graded for levels of consumption, your Taco Bell and fast food beef is one step up from dog food.
Ugh.
If you take dog food in a can and you cook it, it's already pre-cooked. But if you actually warm it up on a stove,
Is he pissing with the fucking door open?
and before we get into that, did you know that Elastica's debut single "Stutter" is about
Oh, man,
drunken
I'm
male
pissed.
impotence?
Whose?
Elastica's.
Who the fuck is that?
So, I'm trying to think. It is. They were an English they were a British alternative rock band that played punk rock influenced music. They were best known for the 1995 album Elastica. They had a couple singles on it. Members from Suede. Members from Suede. They're not a very well known band.
Okay. By the way, the current background theme on my my computer is called America.
Fuck yeah! Come against another day in America.
Fuck yeah.
Freedom is the only way.
No, stop before you. No, because I might commit homicide and you start doing diamonds, America. I got something in my hand. I will stab you in the eye.
He was just doing the
Team America World
Yeah.
Police.
Yeah, I know, but he was gonna. I know him. He'll go. Oh, wait a minute. Other songs with America in it. Keep going. Keep going. Oh,
I don't know the Neil Diamond one,
good.
Yeah, me
Thank
neither.
God there is.
but I will learn it.
No, you won't.
Yes,
No.
I will. For the
Between-
dark
Between
side.
you and Fred, him and fucking Simon Garfunkel, and you and damn Neil Diamond.
S&G!
Piss me
Sup?
off.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
So is anybody else excited about the new Harry Potter final film?
Not really.
I'm
Really?
excited it's over.
Fuck y'all.
Dude, I'm sorry. First movie. Oh, no, it's Voldemort. Blah, blah, blah. Here I
You
come.
got to admit though that Ray Fiennes does a great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
No, I mean, like the movies are I feel like they're well done. They've got great actors in it.
I hate that they destroyed my favorite book in the series.
Which was
I
that?
just-
Goblet of Fire was my favorite book,
Yeah,
and I so wanted to see the Quidditch World Cup.
they didn't show it.
And they didn't show it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's hard to take those books and you know make them into movies. And some of the movies
Oh, yeah.
were some of the films that were made from the books were well done. Others, like the more recent ones, because there's so much information and they
Yeah,
go like
like
a certain
Dune.
amount of movies they can do or whatever. I understand, but at the same time, I'm kind of like I was disappointed.
No, this is the
The
same
last
thing with
movie.
Dune. They tried it twice and they still got it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's my thing.
But they
With
did
the Harry
get
Potter,
Sting to
the Harry Potter
play the
books.
Which one?
They did get Sting in one of the Dune films.
It was the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
I will kill him.
I mean, the thing with the Harry Potter stuff is there's just so many. There's like a whole bunch of movies and the books. I mean, I'm assuming I didn't read the books because, you know, awesome.
You don't
But-
read books.
I don't read. I have a gift. I have a talent for reading. I just choose not to use it. It's my right. Get off my case. But no, I mean, it's just that the movies all go the same. Oh, look at this. I'm Harry and my parents are mean to me. Oh, but I get to go back to school. Hooray. Oh, but this kid at school is also very mean to me and his daddy doesn't love me very much. But it's all right. We're going through this and oh, all of a sudden Voldemort's back. Oh, look at that. Oh, but at the end of the movie, there's a 5-minute scene of us fighting Voldemort or whatever, and then the movie's over. And then I go back with my shitty little parents.
They're not even real parents because the real parents are dead.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just
And
saying.
Voldemort's still alive at the end of the thing.
It's just, all right. It's the same movie, and the fucking fight scenes are just painfully, just
Reminiscent of Dragon
shitty.
Ball Z.
Well, that too. But they're just painfully like, oh, there's a giant snake. I stabbed it. I win. Oh, dude, there's a guy that's like the embodiment of Voldemort. I touched him with a stone. I win. I mean, come on. The only one that had a decent ending was the one where that dude gets killed and he brings the goblet or the whatever it was, the trophy back, and the kid's dead. I'm like, ha ha, he died.
Yeah, he died. He went to go do the Twilight films.
Oh.
It's the same guy.
Ew.
Oh.
But yeah,
I kind of wish they didn't kill him.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's
Boo!
Although they would have gotten some other.
the
chat
same
going.
story arc the whole time. There's never anything different.
Oh, Star Wars isn't?
Ooh.
Star Wars, it
It
was.
is the same story arc.
Yeah, but there's Jedi, and it's not. No, but here's the thing. Here's the
And
thing.
droids.
Harry is supposed to be this awesome, like baller ass wizard. You never see him do anything. They're supposed to be like, I'm not going to Harry Potter. He's going to save the day. And then there's Dumbledore. He's like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna save the day. Raw! Like that. I mean, come on. He doesn't do anything.
That's because he's a kid.
Well, he needs to grow the fuck
Well,
up.
that was the whole point of the series, you ass. If you read the book, what did you learn?
I learned that Harry Potter is still fucking dumb.
Well, she ended the books. I wonder if she'll ever go back to like Harry as an adult and his little adventures.
I'm
She said-
sure
she
she
said
will.
no.
She said no.
She said no.
Good.
I give her
She
props for
doesn't have
that.
to. She's paid for the rest of her life.
I give her mad props for that, for not, basically drawing out a series
Raping a series.
well beyond. Like she gave it an ending. Whether or not you like the ending, it doesn't matter. She gave it an ending. It's its own thing, and she's not trying to, beat a dead horse.
It's
Basically,
Well,
with
that reminds me with
it. Beat a
endings.
dead magical horse. Bubbles.
It's actually a unicorn.
Unicorn, yeah, unicorn rape. It kind
That's
of
okay.
reminds me of in a similar vein where Fred and I were talking last night, where I was kind of glad Pink Floyd stopped the way they did. How they ended. They ended with a great album, and they didn't keep going like the Stones are going, where they're just releasing really crappy records and like, dude, why keep going? Pink Floyd's like, we're proud of this release. We're proud of this album. It sold very well. We did a huge world tour. We're done. And I'm as much as I'd like to hear more material, I'm kind of glad I'm not going to hear more material because then I don't have to risk hearing bad material.
Well,
I
it's
really-
like we talked about with the Simpsons, where
Right,
it just,
but we
they
should've
just keep
stopped.
going and going and going and going, and I can't even get into the new episodes because it's
it's,
the same jokes.
Yeah.
The characters haven't really progressed at all. I mean, like they'll do great shows where I saw one where it was like in the future Bart and Lisa are all grown up and what happens and blah blah blah, and it was great, but at the same time I'm kind of like Maggie's still a baby and it's 20 years now.
Mhm.
Like what?
What
really?
I like about South Park was when they had the big thing where they went to 4th grade
Mhm.
and they changed the intro and it's like better,
Yes.
faster, and it shows the
That
kids.
was a baller intro.
And then at the end, there's the explosion. The guy just flips over the car.
Well, it's like I mentioned Def Leppard earlier, where they should have stopped after Hysteria. Not so much because of the drummer where he lost his arm, but it was just that Hysteria was a great album for what it was, and how they decided to change their music style to support the drum.
Right.
But Dreamwise was a really shitty record, and they just kept releasing. I mean, nothing really grabbed me after Hysteria. But at the same time, you listen to the early stuff from On Through the Night, High and Dry, that get no airplay.
Mm-hmm.
They have some really great songs.
Which we're gonna remedy
Yes.
with the no airplay.
As much as a Van Halen fan as I am, both David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, I love both of them equally for different reasons as frontmen for the band. I think you could tell with the tour after For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, you could tell they were done after the tour. The album was great, I love the album, but if they had split before then, you wouldn't have had balance, and that album just sucked. And you could tell by listening to it that they weren't into it.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that you have a great band that you love, you grew up listening to, and you could tell by listening to their latest record, you could tell they didn't want to be there. And it's disheartening. There's a whole slew of bands out there that I'm just like, why are you still going? Metallica being a prime example. Unfortunately, if they couldn't have released Death Magnetic after the Black Album, they should have stopped. There was only a couple songs off Load, only a couple songs off of Reload. I did not care for Saint Anger at all.
No, Saint Anger was pile, dude.
S&M was a great idea. I liked the idea that they actually recorded a live show with
San Francisco Symphony.
San Francisco Symphony, thank you. And I think that was Keenan's last recording before he died.
I think he died like 2 weeks later or some shit.
Something like that after the release.
And the new guy that took his place was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I personally, I love the S&M album.
Yeah,
I thought it was
It's a
fantastic.
great album.
But I think that at the same time, Kiss did one as well. And I'm not a Kiss fan at all. They did 2 songs that I like.
I think with my question with that would be, does Kiss's music have the depth that Metallica's
No.
so-called does, and is that why it didn't work? Because while while Metallica may not be the deepest type of music, their songs tend to touch on darker subjects. I mean,
With
look
a
at
lot of
One.
emotion.
Well,
Exactly.
there was that. What was it? The house that Jack built was referring to his alcoholism.
Yeah.
The
Whereas I feel like
The God That
not
Failed
that
referred to
Kiss.
his parents' religious point of view of you either get well if it's God's will or you die.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
the God
God's
that
will.
failed,
So
yeah.
so the God That Failed was based on that.
But I mean, like, not to say that Kiss can't do that sort of thing, but from what I understand about Kiss's music is it's like you mentioned with the hair bands from the
Party
80s. It's party
Well,
music.
I
You're
want to
supposed
rock all.
listen to it, have fun, have a good time, and then that's what it's
I want to
about.
rock
What was
all
that?
night, party every day.
Yeah.
That's their
I mean,
anthem.
it's just-
What was the Metallica song? The intro lyrics are "Dolls of Voodoo, all stuffed with pins, one for each of us and our sins."
It's after the Black Album. So I don't
It's-
know.
I'll look it up.
Oh fuck! What was that song? Because that is an awesome song.
Radio Land's gonna
Uh,
listen to me type. Do, do, do.
I could have looked it up.
Do, 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 do. What were the lyrics again?
Dolls of Voodoo, stuffed with pins, one for each of us and our sins.
Fixer.
Fixer, that's what it is. I knew it began with an F. That song was awesome, and that's about basically he's talking about like kind of his so-called battle with God, and talking about how every time he gets his life sort of in order, there's another pin that gets pushed into him. So
That's life.
but it was a very well done song. If you haven't, I really recommend listening to the song. It's a really good song,
You can
well
always
done
try
song.
and give it a shot.
I think it's off a Reload.
Might be, I think so.
I've got it at the house.
Blood and semen on the front
Yeah.
cover, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So yeah, that's what the cover is.
I snickered. I'm sorry.
I'm just going really wide, but then on the cover. Really.
I know. Well,
What's
when
the
I
message you're trying to relate on this cover?
Earth released an album called Sperm. It has 3 little sperm, little,
Well, then
on the cover. I mean, like,
I get that, but apparently blood and semen. What are you trying to convey in this image?
well, I mean,
What they're
what's
trying to
what's the thing
convey-
with blood and
Hold on.
milk with all these.
No,
There's so many, erotic pictures of women with blood and milk.
Blood and milk goes back to a religious tone.
listen. Blood and semen. What they're talking about
Ooh.
is the plight of our navymen.
It burns. Here's a sample.
In your eye.
In your eye.
First one's free.
I don't think the Stones should have gotten back together back in the 80s. I think they should have. When they stopped, they should have stayed stopped. Maybe do a comeback tour every once in a while.
Has David Bowie been active recently with his music?
I don't think so.
He's been active with the Lonely Island Boys.
You know who's married to, don't you?
Huh.
My mom.
Mm,
Who?
the gorgeous supermodel.
Ooh!
Have you seen Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country?
Yes.
She played the shapeshifter. That's his wife.
What?
You know how they met?
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
That's how they met. At least that's from my understanding. Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless, they're happy.
So wait. So
They're awesome couple.
I'm trying to think of like how that would work.
She's-
It would be like
she's smoking hot.
She is gorgeous.
they're banging the same guy.
God.
That's my understanding.
So it would be more like.
Or they were seeing or dating or mutual friend of theirs.
Well, I'm trying to think of how it would work. It would be like a sideways L is the only way I can think of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's upright, and then the guy's laying down, and then David Bowie's dick's in his mouth, and he's laying down. That's the only thing I can think of.
No.
Or finger cuffs.
Or they're making a triangle. Although that would hurt.
Try to pull apart.
Aww. What is wrong with you?
Well, that would be
What's in
she's in the
movies?
middle though.
That's exactly what
That's
she
called Eiffel Tower.
It's also called finger cuffing, or it's called sandwiching.
Sandwiching.
Sandwich. Sandwich. Make me a sandwich.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Beware of the batter.
The baby batter.
Oh.
Might be a little lumpy.
That's what you got to whisk for, baby.
It's funny that you know what a whisk is.
Hey, I know what teal
Whiskey
is.
is what I grab and throw at my woman. Make some goddamn pancakes
And
with
you
this
wonder-
whisk.
You wonder why you know.
Oh.
Because you throw whisks at them. They don't
And
want to be
that's-
around
and
them.
I thought they liked that sort of thing. Go out to the bar, just, hey girl,
And that's the thing I don't understand.
call me.
You
To the
get,
club or the pub.
you get Metallica.
We don't have pubs here. That makes me sad.
Yes, we do.
We have a few.
McKinley's.
A real pub,
It's an Irish pub.
like what they have over in the UK.
What
kind
the
of
fuck
pub.
is the one that's downtown?
I don't know. I've never been to a pub in England.
Well, then we need to take a road trip.
Well, somebody needs to send us, email information. He needs to get out of his own pub.
Kierdenog. There's one downtown.
Okay. But that's what I don't understand about Metallica. The last couple albums have not been epic.
I like Death Magnetic.
And we've talked about, but we've also talked about record companies having too much control over what music.
Right.
And we all know
musicians
Metallica's got the.
So,
they're sitting
Lars
deep on the hand.
Right. But what I was going with this was that
Like-
their last couple releases have not been epic. But you look at Megadeth, who I've always thought was a better sounding band, had better music than Metallica, but they never got the prestige. And they've got nothing but great music, and they still can't get the prestige that Metallica has. Metallica still has prestige because of name only. Because really, there's
and they cut off their hair.
yeah.
That was such a ridiculous, like, oh my god moment in fucking American culture was when Metallica cut their hair. Like, really? A haircut is that important?
What about Iron Maiden, dude? They had some big ass hair.
I mean, but
Steve Harris
did
still has big
UK
hair.
freak out when
Yeah, he did.
they
And
cut
he's in
their
his
hair?
50s.
Well, I'm talking about like
I
Bruce
mean, they got a
Dickinson.
fucking haircut. Whoop de fucking do.
He
They had long hair, they cut it, now they have short hair. Oh my fucking, why does it need to be on every single fucking magazine cover? Just because they came back with a short hair? I mean, really?
You know what? It's because it's man's world. No,
Women complain about all the time how men don't notice when they change their hair. Metallica does it, and all of a sudden everybody's all like, oh, I'm going back after this.
It's because Metallica's a man.
Exactly. I just
Watching
think
that.
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Here,
wow.
watch this.
You and your dinosaurs. Tell me their friends.
It's not how it looks, I promise.
No, I'm sorry. The whole haircut thing has just really been confusing to me for a while.
Skills.
Just because people freaked out so hard about a fucking haircut. As if somehow a haircut is determining as to how awesome of a rock star you are.
Well, at the same time, you have no idea how many times I heard people come up to me when the Black Album came out. Have you heard this latest band, this new band called Metallica?
Hey, no,
I'm like, fucker, what are you talking about? They've been around since '83.
I
Yeah.
think the
What?
funniest
I thought this was their only album. Shows
No.
how fucking much you know.
I think the funniest thing, one of the funnier things I saw, I think it was on Some Kind of Monster, the DVD they released,
Mhm.
and James Hetfield goes to the camera. He's like, "Hey, come here, just come here." He goes, "Come here, closer, zoom in on that." And on the drums, it said instead of Metallica, it said Metallica. They spelled it wrong. And he goes, "Been around for over 20 years, at least this many platinum hits, and they spelled our name wrong." But I mean, like I said, and I've talked about it before. James Hetfield seems like he's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
can
He's
be,
just
but he's
laid
also
back,
a
whatever.
dick. Look what he did to Jason.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dick thing to do. All he wanted to do was when they're not doing Metallica stuff, he just wanted to give them a heads up, say, hey, when we're on hiatus and we're not touring, we're not recording, go over here so you guys can find me. I'm with these groups of guys. I'm trying to do my own stuff. And James was like, no, you're either with Metallica or you're not with us at all.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
seems like
what?
insecurity.
And Jason argued back, you did a little sound bit, you and Lars did a sound bit for South Park's movie soundtrack. And that had
Did
nothing to do with Metallica. Yeah, little boy, you're going to hell.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was Lars
Kenny
Miller
goes
James
to hell.
Hetfield. It wasn't, and it's not credited as Metallica. It's not on the actual soundtrack. It's in
In the film
it's in the
itself.
film.
Yeah.
Well, that's like James Hetfield did a couple of voices on Metalocalypse.
Yeah,
And so did Kirk Hammett.
Yep. He did. Was it Kirk Hammett that was the Prince of
Awesome.
Sweden or something?
I don't know, but I also
The princess or the
Kirk Hammett
queen?
Kirk Hammett also plays his some notes on the show.
Yeah. The what was it? James Hetfield, I think it was the Queen of Sweden.
James Hetfield was the troll in the second episode, and he was also in the comedy episode. He was the trainer, the guru
Right.
guy.
Right. So I didn't understand that. So fuck James. What he did to Jason was shitty. And
Was that really James though, or was that a combination of him and Lars? Or it just sounds like it was insecurity.
no, it was James because Lars comes in. Jason left. What the fuck? And Lars literally freaked out that Jason quit the band. And I don't know if it was because Jason had made an impact in Lars' life as a friend as well as a bandmate, or the fact that nobody's ever quit Metallica before.
Yeah.
You don't quit us, we quit you.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was really shitty as a double insult that there are no Jason skins in the Guitar Hero Metallica. That's shitty. The boy was with the band 20 years.
Yeah.
And you got nothing for him?
You can't just pretend like he wasn't there.
Right.
Or can you?
But there's
Well, they're trying. I mean.
yeah, so, and even Bob Rock, who shouldn't have been producing their music anyway. Bob Rock's great when it came to like Cinderella's Long Cold Winter, Little Caesar's debut album. It's great rock
Pizza,
and
pizza.
hard rock, but not metal. Yeah, not that kind of Little Caesar. But
Which are still around. I thought they
oh hell
were
no,
long gone, but no, they've been around the whole time.
It's
Lars
still
Music
good.
for $5.55. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best pizza, but shit, dude, $5. I'll
Otherwise
take
you
it.
can't beat it.
I mean, is there really an awesome
Can't beat it, but you go.
They used to be the
major
shit.
pizza chain? I mean,
Used to be
really?
the shit.
Yeah.
You got
Real
Domino's,
thick,
Pizza Hut,
And it used to be
Little
squares.
Caesars. Oh yeah, when they were
Where
squares.
squares and
Little Caesars was the heat back in the pizza.
Yeah. But Jason leaving the band, which I thought was a great move, but I also thought it was kind of ironic because Robert played for Ozzy on a lot of tours and everything,
Yeah.
and came over to Metallica. Jason Newsted left Metallica, did Echo Brain and a couple other things, and then played for Ozzy on tour.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of ironic. Jason
Wow.
Newsted's a badass bass player,
Yeah,
and what they did to him was shitty.
I agree. Especially considering the new guy came in and did the same fucking thing.
Exactly.
It's just ridiculous.
But I'm sorry, I like Robert with Suicide Tendencies. I don't like him with Metallica. I really don't. And then when they came out to do the Metallica Icon, Jason was nowhere to be found. And Rob walked up on the stage, I'm assuming because the band told him to, like, you know, he's been there the whole 30-year career. I thought that was also shit. So it seems like, to me, whether they're doing it on purpose, it seems like a slight at every opportunity at Jason Newsted. And it's very subtle. But it's
And I mean,
just
that's the interesting thing when you look at like Metallica versus Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these big, huge metal bands that have been around for the 80s or before that. And I mean, you have Metallica that has done one thing that we just talked about, and then you have Iron Maiden that's the complete opposite.
Oh yeah, they still talk to the. As a matter of fact, Doug Sampson was one of the original drummers before Clive Burr. Then it was Clive Burr, then it was Nico McBrain. Nico McBrain played for Pat Travers and was playing for a band called Kitty at the time he was recruited. Any ex-member, they still talk to, still call up, still hang out with, what you doing? Apparently they still celebrate birthdays and shit, meet at the pubs. Wow, not here.
Yeah.
I think it's really shitty. I'm like, just because you don't, with a band that's been around that long, it's almost like family. If you can't get along with your family, that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to still be a dick to them if they decide they want to leave the band. And then you get prima donnas like David Lee Roth and a couple other people where they're like, oh, I'm just so good, I don't have to be with this band anymore. And then try to do a career that just
Flops.
shit that flops. And then
Or you
tries
end
to
up
come
on
back and
VH1.
recapture the glory days when the band accepts him back, Van Halen. And then it's not really Van Halen anymore. Michael Anthony was asked to leave the band. So now Wolfgang is the bassist, which is Eddie's son. So you got Wolfgang, Eddie, Alex, and David Roth. It's not really a reunion tour.
No.
So, I don't know. It's
It's a rather shitty thing, it is.
you grow up listening to bands that you absolutely love and you spend money on, and then when you grow older, it's one thing for the band to go, you know what, we're done. We're not going to do this anymore. And do their own thing. Then you keep track of them. If they decide to do their own solo projects, like Andy Taylor from Duran Duran, when Duran Duran went on their first hiatus, he decided to produce music and was good at it. And did his own little one-off projects, little solo stuff like that. It was great. You know, I was able to keep tabs on them and everything. I mean, I was an 80s kid. I grew up listening to bands like Duran Duran, Information Society, stuff like that. And so, fuck, I thought it was great. I actually saw Duran Duran at Walnut Creek 10 years ago, and it was great. So I was like, oh, I'm living my youth. I'm a little kid again, watching Duran Duran. And it throws people off because I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. I love Pink Floyd, and I also got just about everything released by them. I've got Rio on vinyl at the house.
Nice.
You know, and I watched the VH1 Classic where they talk about the album, and I didn't know that's how they made certain sounds on that record. It was very interesting to watch. There's this little weird-looking squiggly switch box for Save a Prayer that they used that I forgot what it's called. I'll have to go back home and look it up. And I didn't know. I thought that was like a synthesizer. You know, like a little keyboard.
Yeah.
No, it's just a little squiggly little flip knob that he's basically shook back and forth on a little box that was plugged into the recording equipment, and that's how they made that noise. For the longest time, I thought it was two little keys on a keyboard.
Huh.
It was just weird the way they did it. But you don't see a lot. You don't really see a lot of prima donnas in England. I was talking to Fred about this the other day that I love a lot of my American bands, but it seems that the Brits got rock and roll and heavy metal right.
Yeah.
As far as the music and the attitude.
Yep.
You come over here and they're like, I just want to beat your ass and you're a dick, so you're out of the band. We're trying to go here. Steve Harris, from my understanding, he was literally a workaholic with his band. He would hunt you down for band practice if you were late. And if you couldn't show up and kept repeating to be late, he would find somebody to replace you because he had a goal. It wasn't that he was being a dick.
He just was doing what had to be done.
He was doing what had to be done. Here, they confused the two.
Yeah.
We're going to be dicks because we think it's supposed to be done this way. No, if you just gave Jason Newsted his proper props and let him do his own thing on his own time, he might have not have released a shitty-ass record.
Yeah.
So, is it time for a break?
I think it is.
It is now, dears.
Oh no.
Because I'm about to find out and hunt down somebody's phone number and call him.
Cal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. We coming for you, Cal. From across the pond.
I will find you.
I will find you and rape you.
No.
All right, fine. We'll just find him. But I get to put him in the cellar.
Yeah, but I get to put him in the trunk first.
Close under the stairs.
That's-
Nah, I throw him in the hole in the basement and tell him it puts the lotion on the skin.
Or else it gets gross again.
It does.
Hello? You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. He probably saw that you were calling and let it go to voicemail. So now I gotta take time out of my busy day to tell you to leave your name, a number, and a brief message. Don't make it too long. But I'm not gonna do that because he should have just picked up the phone to begin with. So, you know, Calv, if you're hearing this, pick up your phone and we won't have this problem.
You better use that for your cell phone, you little shit.
Although I think it was ruined because Analog Kid was making tippity-tappity noises in the background.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Now I gotta do it again. Hang on.
Start over.
Let me get back over here.
Hello there. You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. He's probably busy doing the maid. So leave your name, a number, and a brief message, and he'll get back to you before the end of the business day. But it won't be until after he's finished.
It was so hard to pull up right now.
You guys were snickering and he was
still
sitting there typing. Hang on.
Killing me here. Hello. You've reached the cell phones of Calvin. What if they didn't reach the cell phones of Calvin? No, they're on the cell phones of Calvin's. Please, do what you want if you leave the names and your filthy, filthy numbers and your brief message. He'll get back to you before the end of the business days.
That was my favorite. I had a hard time not laughing and ruining it.
And he was
Although, Analog Kid's fucking watch went off. You got any more voices in here?
You've reached the cell phone of young Calvin. Leave a message, you will, with your name and a contact number, and Calvin will be back with you later in the evening.
You totally talked during it. He wanted Cobra Commander, apparently.
Me.
You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. Leave a name, a number, and a brief message, or I will destroy you. Also, he will be back with you before the end of the business day.
See, there's still Joker, the Jamaican guy.
The Joker's for me. That was mine.
That was for you. That was all
mine.
you.
Yeah.
And until he actually starts contacting us and, full communication like he has been before he decided to be somebody's bitch at work and go to the pub and shit. No Nico.
Ooh, I was gonna say, there's Nico, there's Mickey Mouse, there's Elmo, there's SpongeBob and Squidward, apparently. In the last episode.
Wait, what was the one I was going to do? Hang on. You just
Mickey
said.
Mouse or Elmo?
Yeah.
You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. He's busy tickling me at the moment, but if you leave a message, he'll be back with you later. Oh, Calvin,
I love when you do the Elmo voice and you go into the deep Elmo voice.
tickle me. Now, hello there. You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. He can't get to the phone right now, because he's doing...
Actually, I got nothing for me, Juan.
But you started it like you did.
Yeah, I did. I just ran out of
You lost
gas.
your wad.
Aww.
You better find my wad in your mouth. Man, that's what I thought you
Erosion,
said.
learn about it.
Yeah, son. Yeah, son.
SpongeBob! You've reached the cell phone of Calvin. Leave a message. Squidward. SpongeBob, you're ruining the message.
What message? To the minions.
Yes, to my minions.
Oh, Emperor Palpatine.
Let me get real close to the mic for this one.
Yeah, you get real close to that microphone.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably do a very white impersonation too.
Burped a little bit.
But anyways,
Yes.
Emperor Palpatine.
You have reached the cell phone of Calvin.
That's just so
He's doing things for the dark side, so leave a message. If you want to this is that. Here is the cell phone of Calvin. Here is the cell phone of Calvin. He's busy right now doing things with Adrian. So leave a message and he'll get back to you. No, nobody really understands what you're saying at all. The way I thought I've had a stroke before. Don't make fun of me. See, I don't even know what you just said right there. You're probably saying something along the lines of, oh, I'm Sylvester Stallone. I like to pretend that I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. But in real life, I can't because I make shitty movies. The one where I was a cop and I got frozen. It was in the future. It was actually a really good movie. Oh, come on. It wasn't even that good of a movie.
I like that
What
movie.
about Judge Dredd? It was a fantastic... This is good. You know, all I'm going to say to that, Terminator 1, 2, and 3. How many Judge Dredds did you make? Oh, that's right. It was just one. And you had Rob Schneider in there? I mean, come on. He's not even a real man.
That was awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Wow.
Fucking awesome.
He played the chick in one of his movies. Come on. It just sounds like you're trying to like take a dump or something. I don't even know.
Like Tweety done.
Twiddly do.
What was Christopher Walken thinking of this?
I think
He's too
it's
busy
terrible.
shucking all over the maid.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know, I walked in on that and I've been speechless for a while now. It was gross. I saw his left ass cheek and his right one, and in between, I mean, it looked like saggy flapjacks.
Oh
Oh, come on, man. It wasn't that bad. No, it was bad. It was terrible. Whatever, dude. I made the maid guzzle it. Christopher. Christopher. Oh, he just blew chunks all over the place. I am not here.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Google had a little thing. It was because I was typing what I was trying to like. We were all like, "Oh, we don't know what to talk about," so I was just like, Google, because they have the auto whatever when you type in something in the search bar, and it was, "What if Arnold Schwarzenegger was Darth Vader?" Or
I mean,
voiced Darth Vader.
It would be pretty interesting to see that.
No, Luke, I am your father. Because, did you know, your mother was my maid. But don't tell Maria this, because she's already pissed off about the other kid.
Wow.
She's kind of a scary person. She's got really scary facial features.
Oh.
What? She is. Have you seen pictures of her recently? I mean, come on. Age was not kind to her, I'll tell you that right now. You want to talk about flapjacks? Oopsie.
I feel like this is gonna leak somewhere, and she's gonna hear it and just start slapping Arnold.
It wasn't me! Maria's, no! No!
Grab my hand.
Grab my hand! I don't want to touch your hand. Grab it! That's your no-no hand!
The no hand. That's the title of this
man.
comic.
Man.
And unfortunately, I have no story today.
Why not?
It's been bad.
Story time, story time.
Oh my god.
Story time, story time, story time.
Can you do a crusty final one? Why did I ask?
That blows my mind as well. That the guy who plays, it's Hank Azaria.
Who's that?
Hank Azaria, you see Godzilla?
Yeah.
He played the cameraman.
He's destroying the whole city.
Hank Azaria is a great actor. I think he's underrated. One of my favorite shows that was very short-lived was Inside Herman's Head. And he played Herman's best friend. He had the 4 personalities, major ego and super ego personalities in his head.
That's 3.
But you also had the animal instinct. So you had Animal that was played by,
I kept thinking this the Sesame Street character.
You mean the Muppet? Remember?
you guys remember seeing Armageddon?
Yeah.
Remember Rockhound?
Yeah.
Rockhound was,
How do you spell his name?
Looking shit up. Looking shit up. Google search it. I am the IMDb.
Oh, I heart him. I didn't I recognize his face, but not his name.
Hank Azaria?
Mm-hmm.
The first time I ever
Masturbated.
recognized Hank Azaria in acting. And then he was in The Simpsons, he was in Godzilla. He's in a lot of things.
Has anybody else in this room seen the movie Hard Candy?
Got some hard candy in my pants.
Aww.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, I gotta get it back from.
Am I the only one in this room that's actually seen Heathers?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't look
I'm
like that.
disappointed I'm the only one in this room, probably the only one on the show, including Fred, that has seen Heathers.
Including Georgiana Peach.
No, she's seen it.
Well, then you're not the only one on the show. Haha.
Oh, oh,
I don't recall asking you.
You
I don't
looked right
recall-
at me when you said
I
it.
don't know.
No,
I was looking
listen, no, listen, I don't recall you being right.
Oh.
Snap!
I will allow that interruption because that was good.
Yes.
No, Hard Candy is an awesome film. I highly recommend it. So I'm gonna probably go. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You also seen Hank in Birdcage.
Yes, when I looked up his name, I noticed
What was-
Birdcage. It was like
What was
Birdcage.
his name? Something Spartacus.
It was the wasn't he the Hispanic?
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that
He wasn't really a maid though.
Well, no, he was pretending to be the
Yeah.
cook and everything.
Yeah.
Something Spartacus or some shit.
Am I the only one that's seen Rescue Me?
No.
The television show.
Yeah, the Dennis Leary television show.
I've seen most of it.
It's because it's ending this season. I've got it in queue to watch in order.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows. It's kind of like House and a couple other
Mhm.
ones where I really wanted to see it, didn't get to see the first episode, and don't like jumping into something in the middle because I want to know what's going on. So
Yeah, I
wait
agree.
until it comes out on DVD.
I agree. As a whole, it's a really great show.
Sorry.
Is
Yeah,
what-
it's pretty good. It got
About a
repetitive
firefighter
there.
that deals
It
with
did, and
demons,
it's a
right?
lot more drama than I
in the
really.
first season, yes.
Yeah, it's about a firefighter dealing with his inner demons.
Yeah.
But the problem I had with that show is it basically came down to Dennis Leary's character just getting shit on at every turn.
Yeah. That's why as a whole, it's great, but yeah, I have to agree. It just became, let's make his life the shittiest of shittiest
Right.
shit. And I was like, really? Can you? I understand, contemporary, television shows and television and movies and things like that. It's just, the main character's so great, and let's make everything wonderful for him, and ha ha ha. But I mean, the complete opposite of it is just as uninteresting.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
like-
I understand, bringing him down, but I mean, it was just over and over and over.
Yeah,
It's just
you're like,
we
oh,
had-
maybe he'll do better, and then
Yeah.
he just gets like fucking railed.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's like the same complaint that you have about the Twilight books, where there's no character growth. It's the same shit over and
Right.
over and over
It's
again.
also one of the
It's
same
just-
things that we talked about earlier before we started recording was all the Disney films. Apparently, Walt Disney had parental issues because in every Disney film, one or both parents are gone.
Mhm.
Died or they left, there's divorce, whatever. There's not, you look at Bambi, you look at The Lion King, you look at Finding Nemo, there's a parental issue there.
Mhm.
So I'm like, Walt must have hated his parents or some shit like that. Cause it's just, it's every time there's a new Disney film out, I'm like, okay, it's a bet between, is there going to be no mommy?
Yeah.
It's a running joke at my house.
Is there gonna be no mommy, or is it gonna be a
No
remake
dad.
of a fairy tale?
Right, I was just like, whatever. You look at some of the Grimm's fairy tales, the original stories, and some of them are very similar to what's going on,
Captain Stomp's a lot upstairs.
where you start to notice themes,
Mhm.
repetitive themes
Right.
in a lot of the stories. I would love to get my hands on the original stories.
Me
'Cause
too.
apparently,
In German.
because apparently the dwarves took their turns with Snow White, one at a time.
Well, apparently in Cinderella, for the stepsister to try to fit into the shoe, they cut off her foot, part of her foot. I mean,
What was
fuck.
it? Sleeping Beauty was raped by Prince Charming.
So I
Woke
mean,
up pregnant.
I'm
Yeah.
mad.
Well, what does she learn?
I'd be
She went,
so
and then
mad.
she went to go find him. And I'm just like, wow. And then you look at the.
What about Rapunzel?
Rapunzel was pretty. Fuck. What was the one with?
fucked up.
What was the fun with the? What was the one with the spool?
Oh, fucking A.
She
What the hell's
puts
his
her
name?
finger.
Where she finally knew his name.
Shit. Oh, Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Which is
was-
the American pronunciation of his name.
Which is apparently really graphic and violent in
Yeah.
the original story.
I would love a copy of the original Grimm's Fairy Tales in German. Well, obviously you would want it.
I'd wanted at least
But-
a true English translation.
Yes.
So I can actually
As
find
close
out.
to the original as possible.
Right, so as
I
close
would
as
rather
the
just
original. I don't
have
give a
it
shit
German.
about the detail, like whether it was a cockroach or it was a.
Fuck you.
I don't care.
Ungeziefer, which is, vermin or pest, which
Yes, I don't care.
means bug or mammal. Asshole.
Well, it's like,
Because to me, with that scenario, it's not close to the original. You
Well,
completely fucked it up.
I meant to say this.
Congratulations,
I-
douchebags.
I meant to say this when you talk about that. It's the same thing in the Bible about Leviathan, where in one translation it's a big fish, in another translation, especially more modern, it was a whale
Release the Kraken.
that swallowed.
I thought the
Jonah.
Leviathan was a giant shark.
It depends on the culture you talk to.
Okay.
Mhm.
But if you talk to ancient Sumerians, it was a giant fish. You talk to Western society,
water
it was a
creature.
fucking wall,
Yeah.
a whale.
Oh, it was a
It
wall.
was a wall.
Oh my god, this is a huge brick wall.
In the middle of the ocean, oh my god.
It
How do we get around
it depends on who you talk to.
Scale it.
I mean, I can understand. Well, it's like I can understand certain adaptations
Take
for children.
that pun, bitch. Huh?
I can understand certain artistic license with translation for children.
Yeah.
I can understand that. But I still would like to know what the original story, how the modern translation. I mean, genies. If you look back, you look at the original, the origin of the jinn. They didn't grant you 3 wishes.
Oh hell no, they were not. They were not nice.
They were not nice. But it's turned into Western civilization. It's turned into the genie.
Right, where you get 3 magical wishes and
Exactly, and then you know. So, but I
release my body.
reading stories about the jinn, they're pretty brutal. They'll grant wishes at the same time as they try to suck in your soul or try to ruin your life and everything. So there's a price to pay for the wish. In the more fairy tale version, you get 3 wishes and you can live happily ever after.
One of them is usually a unicorn.
Yes. But
Or more like a Pegasus because he can fly.
I was going somewhere with this, and now I heard the unicorn and it screwed me up.
Stop thinking dirty thoughts about a unicorn, then.
I wasn't.
They're kind of sexy though.
I just opened like a parachute. That just didn't have the same oomph behind it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I can't find anything in the news that's actually worthy
Worth
of our
repeating,
station
yeah.
for this
No.
week.
Nothing.
I've already updated the website for the chat of the week for the people of Vancouver.
I was gonna say, did you include yourself?
Hell no, I'm piloting this vehicle.
That bullshit. I'm gonna get on there and put you up there.
Let's see what else.
It's bent a little bit. Don't worry.
Oh.
It looks like a chub.
No.
Oh no, dude, check it out. You can pee around corners with this thing.
Pee around corners.
Yeah.
Stop
Will you
raping
stop?
the Brontosaurus!
On God!
Brontosaurus fight.
Anyway, yeah,
Now he's got 2 Brontosauruses and
there's
it's
just
not
nothing
good.
Wheel.
there's just nothing going on. Twitter, there's not much happening.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get any more followers on Twitter because of Fred and his rant.
What rant?
He started a rant last time and bashing all the Twitter people, and I'm like, dude, leave them alone. Leave the Twitter people alone. I mean, really. If they want to follow us on Twitter, we will give them material. I mean, if you don't agree with Twitter, then don't get on Twitter. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you, I swear to fucking God.
No, not like this! The force is strong with me. Oh, my legs. Oh, my arm. Distraction. Oh!
Hey!
Dino fight!
Dino fight! Jesus Christ.
Distraction! No!
I got 3 of them now.
I am now under siege.
I was in that movie too. You really want to mess with me, punk? I'll turn this frying pan, fold it up, and beat you upside the ass with it. Punk ass.
Wait, wait. You folded a frying pan?
No, he didn't. But I have seen someone who did.
Disappointed.
It was on a TV show. It was, I don't remember what it was, but it had these 2 really strong guys, and basically what they do is they go in and they break stuff with only using their body. So it's like man versus something. But it was a mobile home. Like they constructed this like really like intricate mobile home. It was like a double wide, but it was really nice inside. And they like they run through walls. They'll knock out like beams using their shoulders or their kicks.
Oh,
And he took a
it's
frying
like
pan
the
and folded
X-Men guy. Juggernaut.
it. Similar, yeah. These guys are just huge. They're ridiculous. The Pumphrey brothers.
See, it doesn't work with the Pumphrey brothers. Because the running joke is, I'm a Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Pumphrey brothers, bitch.
It just don't work. It don't work like that.
Oh, right. Well, I think it might be time to sign off, I do.
Is it? I don't want it to be.
Well, it's got to be.
No.
you know, you keep talking to me like that, we're gonna have some problems. With
What
the
if I
back
start
of my
punching you in the
hand.
face?
Well, then it wouldn't be the first time now, would it? So remember, all you little kiddies out there in wonderful radio listening land, go to bdrinfo at BDR Rocks Online. Seriously, we
.com.
need friends. So go to Facebook and find us. We're feeling a little lonely. You can also follow us on Twitter.
And I'm in
You-
charge of the Twitter, so you don't have to worry about.
No, it's fine.
Friend
You're
raising.
also in charge of the interruptions, apparently.
I am. Learn about them.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't like your fucking face.
Damn it! I was gonna say that.
That's what I thought you say. Bitch.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll see them all next week.
Yes.
Yes, hopefully Fred will be around. We're hoping to have a special guest.
I was gonna say special guest. You're gonna take us out with a little beatbox
Cow's a douche!
Cow's a douche.